back to the channel. Yeah. Alrighty, so folks, we have a very special thing that we got right here. This is from model Decal. This is the King Sword Dragon for the 1:100 master grade. This is no other than Caletwveltch sword for the Astray Gundam. There you go. So I got this from Goody Good Deals. Check out the link down below. I'll put their link right there if you want to get one of these babies. Go there and check them out. But this is really cool. As you can see, we have a really nice looking red version of the Caletwveltch. I think that's how it's pronounced. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Put that in the comment section below. But I believe that's Welsh for something. But I'm not Welsh, so I don't know. Anywho, so this is a really nice looking box. We have some of the other product. Well, it's not really product shot, but it's product art, I guess. So we have red for the red frame. We got the blue one, and you can see it's checked, so that means I got the blue. So this is for the blue frame Astray, and we also have a black and gray, which is perfect if you're going through the noir Astray. And then we also have a white one, which later on we'll check. What is this for? You can actually connect this to an Ale-Strike Gundam. So this is pretty cool. If we flip the box, what we have would be two sets of the Caletwveltch sword. We have this part right here. I think it's more like a connector piece. This is to connect both swords. An extra handle. We got a component for an adapter for the backpack. Two boosters that would most likely hold the swords together, and this little thing that I do not know what is for. This product contains small parts not suitable for children under the age of 14. Here you go. This product contains sharp parts. I am just really scared now with that, because third-party kits are notorious to being extra sharp. You know, that's something that would pierce your skin. I had several experiences where my nails bled building these little things right here. Please use it carefully to avoid injury. What else do we have? Nothing more. I mean, we got this right here, more product design. That's technically how it's going to look like. So it's a backpack with two swords, and it makes a makeshift wing which you could use as the sword. So it's pretty cool. Let's try to open the box. There you go. And what do we have? We have this really cool looking diagram, but other than that, it is plain. It is super plain. Again, it's like one of those manuals that are just printed off from a PDF file. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and then this is another D piece, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 10, depending on the times of the parts or the sprue has been repeated. So most likely around 15, 12, 14 sprues. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of this thing. There you go. Here's a pretty cool thing. You have adapters. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the Astray flight pack, and it says your MB, so you can connect that to a metal build kit. You have this one right here. It says MG. So this is also the Astray flight pack. There is something right here. It's 8806. So specifically, I guess, for a daban 8806, and more stuff right here. So this is the thing that I was talking about. Pretty cool. So you could definitely see that is an Ale-Striker pack, and you can connect that to that. There's a little adapter unit that you can connect. So that is pretty neat. And what you want to do is you want to connect it to the top part where the beam sabers would be at, and it serves like kind of like a booster piece for the Ale-Striker pack. So that is pretty much it. You also have a diagram for their decal. So there we go. Not a big fan of decals. I don't really put that a lot on my kits, but whatever floats your boat. So we got these things right here, and you can see that is quality plastic right there. Although I'm not sure how thick that is. It feels thick, but it feels solid. It's sturdy plastic. Wow. Nice blue. Really awesome looking blue. Just like the blue from the blue frame. The shade is just perfect. So I got this to connect it to my blue frame. We're going to do that in a bit. We're going to feature that. But we're checking through the parts. We have some really nice clear plastic. Look at that. Fantastic clear plastic. Very beautiful. We got these pieces. A lot of color separation. So I was thinking it when I bought this, I thought that it would be a very, you know, like 5, 4, 6 screws the most. But I was surprised that it actually came in a small box. This has more screws and runners, folks, than like, what do you call this? A small high grade kit from Bandai. This is just super duper cool. Look at that white. What is that? Look at how pretty that is. That is beautiful. From the get-go, I'm not sure if you could see it. You know, my camera does not really do justice a lot for my videos, but right at the get-go, it looks like a Dragon Momoko plastic. Wow. And you know that DM is now extinct, so it's kind of hard to find something with that kind of quality. And like what I said, I'm not big with decals, so I'll probably save this or give it to a friend, I don't know, but that's pretty impressive right there. All right, so we're gonna put all these little doodads back in the box because we're gonna shake it up a bit, and when we come back, let's build the King Dragon sword, or King Sword Dragon, and connect it to our blue frame. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back, and we are finally done building the 1:100 King Sword Dragon from model Decal. And as you can see, based on the manual, it mentioned that we will have 2 of these. Okay, so we have 2, but as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 King Sword Dragons from the whole kit. That's why I was really surprised that the kit had so many runners and a lot of screws. So it felt like it was more than just 2 swords in there. So I was right, and it finally showed that we have 1 in sword mode right here. So we could take a look at this really nice sword. We'll check that out later. And we got 2 that are either for the gun mode, like that, or you could connect it as wings. Now, another thing that came with the kit would be these little weapons right here. So it looks like a thing that your Gundam can hold, and it extends out a beam. So it's like I don't know, it's like a cutter or some sort. So there you go. Now let's focus on, and there are 3 of those again. So this is just really wonderful because there were so many extras that I didn't expect that was something that would happen to the whole kit. So it was really surprising in a nice way. So let's focus on our sword right here. So you can see that that is a very wonderful looking sword right there. Okay, now I was just hoping that maybe they could have completed that and had like a tactical arms kind of set up where you have like 2 blades, and I thought that you could do that, but no, it's just really 1 blade right here, which is still not bad. I know the original Caletwveltch sword had a more rounded hilt. It didn't have these little fins right here. So this is a nice thing, and mind you that these fins are sharp. Okay, these things right here, these are sharp. You gotta really be careful. Another thing that I really love were the things that you have right here, these clear pieces. Now unfortunately these clear pieces, if you don't connect them properly, they can fall off. That happened to 1 of these things right here. Now I'm missing a piece, and you know what happens when something falls off in your room while you're building a kit? It just disappears into nothingness. You know, it disappears into the great beyond, you know, the oblivion of your room. So how do you transform this? This is pretty easy. So one of the gimmicks that you can do is that they can extend like that. It's like a thing that you could do with the kit, but you can also have these things removed. So you can extend these pieces right here so that your Gundam can hold it, and what you can do is you can also remove this, so you can take these pieces out. So it's really more of a parts former. Sorry for the terminology, because I'm really more into Transformers, so that's just really how I see it. So it's more of a combining, and you know, so you can connect that and connect back the piece right here, so you can then remove this hilt section and then rotate it so that you can connect it to this part, and voila, you have like a gun mode. So that's one of the things. Now another thing that you could do is you could connect it to one of these little add-ons. Now mind you, there were a lot of additional add-ons, but I thought that they would all come in threes, but no, this one just really is the only piece for that. So you need to have one of these, and like what I told you, there are a lot of these things in the kit. There are 3, they come in threes, so there won't really be a problem finding that and connecting it here. Just really have to angle it right, and voila, you now have like a spear, like a double-headed sword thing, which your Gundam can hold. So that is another cool gimmick right there. Let's just try to take it out. Here we go. Oopsie. Try to take this piece out. And you notice that it came off, so it really just comes off like that. So that's one piece. Now this piece right here, you can connect these things right here to this. Another thing is that these sections, you can connect the smaller part of the sword here, forming like a cross-shaped blade, but that's not really my thing. So one of the things that I'm really focused on, let me just, oh man, those are just really sharp. You'll hurt yourself if you don't take care of this. So let's remove one of the things and just set all these things aside. So what I had was, I had this blue frame. So this is let's try to focus on that. Try to make it a little more focus. And there you have it. So that is the 6649 blue frame B. Again, this is a daban blue frame. So I wanted to try it out and see how it's going to look with the King Sword Dragon. So I said, I don't want to spend an arm and a leg buying a Bandai kit. So I bought one of these, and it was really great. I was right. It looks fantastic together. So one of the things that came along with the kit would be this. So if you take a look at the back, you notice that this is another thing that it's not part of the kit for the blue frame. This was definitely from the, try to fix that. This was from the King Sword Dragon. So you have, let's see if I can remove it, but I don't want to remove it. This is the problem. So I had a really hard time connecting this. So let's try to settle that down first. Now, based on the manual right here, you have different choices for the ports, and you can see that there is an MG Astray port right there. I went with that because I went first with this. This is the port for the strike, for the Ale Strike. Now the danger to that is that if you use the port for the strike, then the peg that comes along for the sword peg sometimes can't take the stress, and it would have stress marks. So if you notice that there's still this section right here, you can just rotate that. I just did that, but what I did was now I connected this to the Astray port, and it's now pretty stable. Now I'm afraid to pull it out because I don't want to have any more stress marks, but this is the part that would hold these sections together. Now, mind you, it will become back heavy, so you have to get one of those action stands to pose this really well. Now, I do not have an action stand as of the moment, so we're going to try to pose this fella and display him as much as we can. And notice that there are these pegs that you can slot over here. So we're going to slide that in, and it becomes super back heavy. It will be back heavy, folks. Oh my goodness. Everything's just falling apart. Oh my goodness. Oh no, now the arms are falling off. My goodness. Oh no. Well, fitting issues from Daban. You get what you pay for. So remember, if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg so that you can just do a custom kit and use it for parts, that's okay. Get a Daban. But if you are not ready for the things that would happen, such as this, things falling off, things going out of place, then I suggest, of course, always get the original, get Bandai. See? Everything's just falling apart. But this is pretty much what's happening here. So you'll see that there is a wing type of setup for the swords, and it looks okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pause the video, get this guy posed. Well, it stands right now, which is good, and then let's see if we can have a final say on this. By the way, like before that we go on to pause, we have an extra, look at that, an extra booster, back holder, whatever you want to call it. So again, it came in 3s, so there's another runner that had this, so I had to just build that, use it, just a spare. Anywho, let's take a pause. We'll be right back. We have our blue frame Astray D with the King Sword Dragon backpack and Caletwveltch sword posed in somewhat of a decent standing, no need for a stand setup. So I remember that this thing again is extremely back heavy, and I would definitely recommend to get a stand to get him posed really nicely. And right now you can see that, you know, I can't even have him hold the sword because the sword is extremely heavy. The hand falls down, so I had him set up like this. Before we wrap up, let's try to add a few things. So this is our Strike Gundam, and if you notice that the shoulders are a little different. Now the shoulders came from this kit as well. The kit allows you to connect the sword here, kind of like a shield, so that it covers this section, or you could actually put the sword over at the top of the, what do you call this, the ale pack, that allows you to make it as another set of wings. But overall, I just gave it to the Strike. What you could do is you can just set this up right here with the shoulders right there, and then just lock it in, and there you go. So that is another part from the King Sword Dragon kit. Final words. Okay, now the kit is really great. Plastic quality is fantastic. Reminds me a lot of MC model, or what do you call this, Dragon Momoko, but certainly not Bandai quality. It's not soft. It has that stiffness that you would feel. It is also very sharp, almost sharp, that's like dangerously sharp. The color is fantastic. It matches whatever you have with the Astray kit, and it's perfect for any Astray kit. So like the red frame Kai or the red frame Astray, you can definitely use that. The red frame, what else? You also have the Astray Noir, and you can also use your Ale Strike for this one. Fitting wise, it fits great, except for these, again, the, what do you call this, the clear plastic. It cracks, and sometimes it's loose, so be careful with that. I lost one part already, but again, that's not the end of the world. You can see it here. I lost that part, so that's not a biggie for me. I'm probably going to find it somewhere in my room, hopefully, but that is absolutely fine. What else? Posability. Yeah, very limited posability because it makes your kit back heavy. Again, you need a stand for this one. You need a lot of patience in setting this up. It is a little frustrating to set it up with your kits, and overall I'm giving it a very, I'm not saying it'll be bad, but just maybe around playability 6. There you go. Plastic wise, I love it. I'll go with 8. Aesthetics, definitely a wonderful 9, because the aesthetic of this one, the look, the feel, the colors is just great. But playability, when you go playability, it's not fun. It's 6, definitely 6. It's hard, sometimes it's frustrating. A lot of issues with the back connection. It will have what do you call this, stress marks, mind you, so you have to be careful with that. But overall, I would give the King Sword Dragon a 7, right? Why is 7? It's because it looks fantastic, but it's not really that playable. You would, I mean, it's something that you would have a hard time, and I know that kits aren't really designed for play, but when you talk about how fun it is to just set up, it's not really that fun. So design-wise, it's a winner. Setting it up, posing it, it's going to have a really, really hard time with that. But I would still recommend this if you're a big fan of the Astray, if you're a big fan of oversized swords, if you're a big fan of the Seed line, definitely get it. It's out now. I'll put a link down in the chat and in the chat box. I mean, in the comment section below. And if you have any feedback, feel free to hop on that comment section. And if this is your first time in visiting our channel, feel free to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that notification button, and be part of our little robot community. So that is pretty much it for me. And remember, folks, till all one, peace out. Rock and roll.